A very warm welcome to CRF2, and we are almost ready for the Italian Grand Prix. My name is Rich. Welcome, as we are waiting for a few more reserves to show up. As I can see that the entire Lewis fan club has joined the chat. Very good to see. Still waiting on a few people, and then we'll be ready to see who will take pole and who will take the win here in Monza. What are we thinking in chat? What's gonna be the final result? Top 3. Okay, boys. Good shit. As it does seem like we are readying up, and we'll be shortly into the session to see who will take the top step. Now the real question is who will win it and who will do well. We saw Posted yesterday doing great. I don't think he's driving today. I'm not 100% sure. But some fast people here. Let's see what the lap times will be today. Yesterday I think the pole time was a 1:19.2, I believe. Who will win it and who will win it? That is very well said. And in the end that will be the question. Who will win it? And who will win it? Posted was on it yesterday. Was 8/10 clear, I believe, from anyone else in tier 3. So let's see if the tier 2 boys can match his speed yesterday. That is true, it was not on strict. I believe tier 2 does drive on strict, so that must be at least somewhat of a difference. Everyone's still in the pits, just getting their setups ready. Who we got for pole here? Eastgroove, any favorites here? Yeah, Jamboy is back. Alright, Lewis for pole. I'm down. One of the McLarens coming out early. He will be the first on track, I believe. Oh no, there's someone on track already. It is NASCAR fan YT. Setting up for his first lap. I think with the same outfit as, or the same helmet as Posted had yesterday. Maybe for some good luck, as Posted has left the session as the host. Maybe his internet gave away already. Daddy Cool is my man. Well, let's see. Alpine is OP this game, we all know it. Jamboy has had the pace lately. How's the onboard? How's the sound? Is it too loud? Can you hear me over the insane Williams engine? Or is it good? Let me know. As we are around the final few corners, ready to start a lap on board here with YT. Let's hope no impeding. Let's hope no random crashes like we saw yesterday in quali, but it was a bit weird. Around Parabolica we go. ERS on, and YT will be the first. Alright. Thank you for the... Oh, there's already yellows, but I'm guessing that's just people giving some space to each other. Good first corner here by the Williams driver, a little bit. Yeah, somewhere. I'll think about it. I'll keep it at this for now, as we're nearing the end of the first sector. We're wanting to see a decent into 26.6, maybe a little bit slow, but maybe can have a fast second and third sector behind already. A few other people starting their laps, hopefully not in each other's way. Yeah, it does look like a controller, doesn't it? That's looking good so far. YT is gonna open the scoring here. Hopefully well within the lines, because it is on strict. And he does draw within the white lines, as there is a Mercedes off at the second Lesmo, and he's off and he's done. Is he done? Ultra skill issue is out of qualifying, and his first lap, as we finish a lap 1:20.3, that will not be fast enough for any top step for now, as some others will be finishing their laps soon thereafter. But honestly, Ultra, that is a very early mistake by him, and that will mean probably last place, as Burger Town is also gone. I'm pretty sure in tier 3 almost everyone finished their laps, so tier 3 better than tier 2 confirmed, I guess. No one else finished the lap so far. On board with Lewis. There is some crackle. I'm not sure where the crackle comes from. It was here yesterday as well. I'm not sure how to fix it, so what we're gonna have to do with this for now. Spursla takes P1 120.1. Most people will know him from tier 3. He did do well there, but will he do well here? As around the final corner goes Lewis, will he be able to challenge for the lead? And he does round the final corner and does finish a 1:19.985 for now first place for him. Good result so far, although he does have more time in him. Let's see if anyone else is on the lap. Harry around the final corner he goes. Let's see what he can do. He seemed pretty eager to start today, and he does set it on pole for now. 1:19.801, still well over 6/10 down on what posted it yesterday in tier 3, so expecting some better laps from the boys here. But everyone just setting their warm-up laps for now, as LFC Monks would want to have a nice McLaren 1-2, do what they did here all those years ago. Is that long ago? McLaren's pretty good here. Anyway, around the final corner he goes, almost out of ERS, but it is enough for P2, and McLaren is just on one. IRL and in here, beautiful to see 1-2 by them. Another yellow flag, hopefully not another skill issue, just some people giving each other space. Seems okay. Spurs lad in P4, not in his Mercedes anymore. He's in a Haas today. Not sure if he's just a reserve here or he's a reserve in tier 3. I'm not sure how this works, but regardless, he's here and he is in P4 for now. Not bad for him. As Parker with a 35.9, not his best lap around here. Subtitled, still in the pits or back to the pits after probably a track limit. And now Aiden Eats Chicks, what a name. Starting his lap, let's see what he can do. Would want a good lap to get close to his teammate Spurslad. I'm not sure if any of these guys are actually main drivers in tier 2, but regardless, it's good to make a name for yourself here whenever oh, another yellow flag. Seems it's a bit busy in Parabolica, but seems all good and dandy. Curious to know, Burger Town, I think every time that I've done commentary, he has either binned it or disconnected it within 5 minutes, so I'm not sure if that's just a skill issue or it's an internet issue or whatever happened, but it is unfortunate. It makes it a lot more difficult. Don't talk about it. Okay. I don't know what happened last season, but I'm gonna imagine you did great. As around the final corner, Aiden Eats Chicks goes and he takes P6 for now. Still lose on P3, not the top step that some people here in chat would want, but B3, he'll be happy with that for now. Subtitled still needs to do a lap. Jamboy, Wimpy Nick, Shanghai, all top drivers is an interesting line here by the Haas driver into turn 1. Let's quickly pretend that that didn't happen. Anyone else on a lap? Wavy Knife just started 1. I'm expecting a lot from him. Definitely a fast driver. Same with the Wimpy Nick, who did win last time around. And so they will want to continue these good run of form. Haas going slowly. I think that's just to... yeah, nice esports line, that's true. First sector from Wavy Knife looking pretty good. Purple so far for him. As Ultra still in P12, even though he's DNF'd. Now that is just Mercedes power right there. As we go through Lesmo 2 here, DRS open. And let's see what he can do. Try to keep it within the lines here. Let's see, on board with him. Does keep it within the white lines, as opposed to some other people yesterday. Oh, a little bit wide there, and he did invalidate there as he instantly gives up. As I say that he keeps it within the lines, he bins it. Unfortunate there, does invalidate. Now has to not stay in the way of Wimpy Nick, who is starting his lap. Ultra says he will enjoy starting from the back so he can wave at them. Oh shit. That's the ultimate BM. Just doing a last to first challenge in tier 2. Just to show that he deserves a spot in tier 1. I like the confidence from him. As we are on board with the winner of last week's race. Wimpy Nick definitely had a great result last week in Silverstone. But once at a very different track as another yellow flag. That's a Alfa Romeo just setting up his lap, it seems. So far no penalties, that's good to see. Yesterday there were a bunch of collisions during qualifying. But it is what it is. That's the difference between tier 2 and tier 3, as around Lesmo 1 we go into Lesmo 2. Tricky corners to get right, but it seems all good for Wimpy Nick. He can't do wrong, it seems, as we go to the final section of the track. On board with him. Let's see if he can keep it within the lines. And he does, just about. That is the esports line. And draws beautifully within the lines here as well, as we go on to the final straight towards Parabolica. And then let's see if he can find the lap time that Bosa did yesterday. 1:19.2 I think he did yesterday, so I'm expecting someone to be able to do that here today, as he does a 1:19.4. A good lap by him. Not quite what Bosa did yesterday, but 4 times clear is still a good lap by him. As we are on board with Shanghai, definitely one of the guys that I'm expecting to do well here as well. Had an unlucky race last week, but does have the pace, and he showed it, as he does just about keep it within the lines. Hopefully the car in front doesn't get in the way. It seems all fine for now. Some people think Spursat is a GOAT, some people think he's not, but around the final corner we go with Shanghai. What can he do? A 1:19.8, not quite what he wants, but it is top 4 for now. He will absolutely take that, as we see another yellow flag. I think that is a Williams off into turn 2. It's not a Williams. Is it a Williams? Well, I can't find it. The whole thing is oh, it is a Williams. It is NASCAR fan YT, just stopped on track. Hopefully he doesn't get disqualified. Meanwhile, Subtitle does take P2, a 1:19.7 for him. That's good for Ferrari, although Lewis all the way down now in 8th. Although he is finishing his lap around the final corner. He goes. What can he do? He goes into the pits, and so he cannot do anything. Pretty mellow qualifying. Yesterday we had around 5 or 6 drivers within a 10th. Although we have United now P2. United until until Lewis. All within a 10th or 2. That is pretty exciting. Let's hope that in the race they can keep it more clean than they did yesterday in tier 3. That's what they're in tier 2 for after all. YT has finally found his gears, and so he is back on the move. Is anyone else on a lap? It doesn't seem like it for now. As I will quickly fix the audio, or try to. Alright, and we're back. As everyone is just going back to the pits now to get ready for the ultimate track evolution. Except for LFC Monks, who will go out early, Parker out early, and Aiden out early. Let's see if they can do or put together the lap that they want to. For now, the fastest first sector is set by Harry. He was the fastest there. Second sector was Wimpy Nick, and then the third sector is by United. I think that's Pop. Is that Popmere? Damn, everyone's changing names every week. You have a fiver on sub spinning? Yeah, that's fair. Let's see if you're right. Although on board now with LFC Monks, he is in P8 and is only 5/10 away from pole position. Maybe he can do something there, as he is the first person, I believe, to start his second lap. As in the Discord, everything is going off with some people that were taken out, not happy about some collisions that happened. Obviously, stewards will look at that after the session, or maybe even after the race. But we are still on board, or looking along with LFC Monks, who is busy with his probably final lap. There's not much more time for him after that, as he is a 10th up. And another yellow flag. That is an Alfa Romeo off into turn. That's not even a turn. Damn. Skill issue. Unlucky. LFC Monks though, around the final corner he goes, hopefully to improve from his current P8. And onto the main straight he goes, and he sets a 1:19.8. Does gain a few positions, but not quite probably what he would have wanted. Does go back close to his teammate in P5, but probably won't have time to do another one, as he has to go back. But it is what it is. Not everyone can fight for pole position today, obviously. As we are on board with Shanghai. Let's see if anyone else is on a lap. It does seem like Wavy Knife is. No, he's not using ERS, so he probably invalidated. Hopefully for him, he has time to improve. Expecting better from him than P11. Same from Hades, who is down here in P13. As Shanghai goes around the final corner to start his lap. And let's see what he can do. Currently in P7. Expecting a little bit better from him. Although I'm saying that about a lot of drivers. I'm guessing the differences are pretty close here in tier 2, as Ferrari on the inside. Good out of the way. No drama there, as a good first turn there from Shanghai. Can he keep the speed, and can he contest Wimpy Nick for pole position? As we go on board with the Alfa Romeo driver. And he is a 10th and a half up, and that is a purple first sector for him. Very, very good to see, as it gets closer and closer as a Ferrari is off. Hopefully not with any damage, because if that's Lewis especially, he would want to improve from his P9 lap time at the current moment. As still on board with Shanghai, and he's still a 10th up, but didn't find any time in the second sector. A little bit wide here out of Ascari, but now the traffic really needs to get out of the way. Can he get some DRS, or some slipstream rather, from the drivers ahead? It does seem like he does get a little bit, but not quite as much. Luckily everyone does get out of the way properly, unlike the drivers did in Hungary today. As around the final corner we go, and he sets a 1:19.525, almost enough to challenge for pole, but P2, he'll take that for now. Not a bad lap by him at all. Who else is on the lap? It seems like a lot. As Jamboy retires, Wavy Knife is retired as well. Parker is retired in P16. That is not great. As more drama in the Discord, people not moving out of the way, and that is unfortunate for Parker, who is starting in P16. One of the guys I thought was gonna fight for the top steps, but doesn't seem like it will be the case today, as around the final corner we go with United. What can he do today? Connor has also retired, a little bit wide there through the final corner. It doesn't seem like he's going to improve, and he doesn't. Subtitled, can he improve on his lap time? There is some traffic. Hopefully the AI does stay out of the way. He does improve slightly, but it's not purple, as I want to go on board. Wimpy Nick improves 18.9, the first 18 of the weekend. That is great to see. Solid lap time by him, as I'm trying to find Lewis, but can't find him. There we go. Around the final corner he goes. Can he contest for the top steps? I'm hoping around a 19.4 for him. He definitely has it in him. A 19.7 sees him in P6. He won't be too disappointed with that, but at the same time he had more in him probably. Harry now closing in on the final corner. As can he challenge for the top steps? And the answer is unfortunately not quite. A 19.6 does see him into P4. Subtitled with a 1:19.404 does take P2. And Wimpy Nick doing what Posted did yesterday, with a well over half a second gap to the next person. Shows some serious pace, as everyone else has aborted. And so this is your starting lineup. Parker saying in chat that he was purple, but he couldn't keep it. That is unfortunate, as in the Discord everyone is calling each other all types of names. I won't name them here because we will get banned, but not a lot of happy people in chat, in the Discord chat. People being on the online and not getting out of the way. But it is what it is. That is unfortunate to see, as at least we have a starting lineup. And once again, Wimpy Nick 1:18.9. It's good to see the first 18 of the weekend. I'm expecting a bunch more tomorrow, with cons being really fast. I think Welsh Jack is about like a 1:18.4 as well. So tomorrow also some cool 18s, but Wimpy Nick, the only one that can do it here today. 1:18.9 is a solid lap time for him. Subtitled with P2, very good from him, as Shanghai does slot in third. Good for him, as well as Harry was pretty confident today, so P4 seems alright. Jamboy retired early. I'm guessing he messed up his final lap. And Lewis in P7, I think that's exactly what he predicted he was gonna do, so that's pretty cool. And a lot of bad words in the Discord. Yikes. But it is what it is. As yesterday we had some rain. It doesn't seem like it's raining quite, but there is a lot of clouds over the Italian circuit. As I have been at it in Discord as well. What have I done? Oh, okay. Alright. But thought someone added me. A lot of people unhappy in Discord. I get it. People trying to find the space, just like today we saw with Russell. There's not always the space. And so some people's laps were impeded. It is what it is. Now, let's see who does what. Oops. Who does what in terms of strategy? A 50% race. I imagine medium hards, medium softs is probably possible. All of the time you have to leave it a space. Exactly. Well, it seems like most people are starting on the mediums. Harry with a little bit of a risk starting on the hard tire. Spurslat and Wavy Knife together with Aiden starting on softs. That is risky, but probably wanting to make a lot of positions up early in the race. I see it. I understand it. But it is risky if you don't get past. You get stuck in a DRS train, you just use your softs early on, and that will be disastrous. But similarly with the hards, I think hards into mediums is probably the fastest, but if you fall out of a DRS, you just get swallowed up. So I'm guessing Shanghai will try to drive away quickly, as Harry will try to stay within as long as possible. Now the real question is, what's the podium going to be? Well, what are people thinking? I've seen Parker do these redemption drives, just like I've seen Ultra do the same. Oh, YT got disqualified from the warm-up lap. That's not what he wanted to see. Unlucky. I reckon it's gonna be Wimpy taking the win in front of Shanghai, and then it's gonna be... I'll do it for Spurs Lad, because we got a few Spurs Lad fans in the chat. Spurs fans gonna take the podium. Seems all dry for now. Rain could all cause a lot of issues. I wish there was a better view of the start, to be honest. This is just not it. I guess this is pretty cool. I'm not sure if we can see the lights, but this is pretty decent for now. As we are waiting for the last few people. Ultra didn't check his setup. Oh, alright. Well, Ultra's kind of fucked probably, as we have green flags, which means we should be ready. As we are about to start the Monza Grand Prix. I guess I cannot see the lights from here, as there are some types of lights, and then it's lights out, and away we go. Wimpy Nick with a good start, and the Ferrari on the inside also has a decent start already, looking to try and send a move into one, as we have no good view. The Williams does stay ahead, and it's 3 wide into 1 as Shanghai completely, or United, misses the braking point completely, but it seems like he doesn't take a penalty. He does lose like 5 or 6 positions. A crazy dive bomb from him, completely missing his braking point, but Wimpy Nick stays out of trouble somehow, and Subby does the same. Crazy to see, as Plus Ultra is out already, and a virtual safety car immediately. A crazy dive bomb there from United, who I think just completely misses braking point, but does just about avoid contact with the leaders. Subtitled, probably seeing his life flash in front of his eyes. The same with Wimpy Nick, who somehow avoided that. Lewis up to P5 now. Shanghai all the way down to 6. Spurs Lad to 7th. United all the way down to 8th. Park already made up 5 positions. Now that is a great start from him. As we are on board with Wimpy Nick, he must be delighted that he survived that first turn. I think that is the most important thing here in Monza, surviving that first turn, as the early virtual safety car probably won't change much, as we are back to racing speed. Wimpy Nick with the fast lap at 35.6. What a lap time. As we already have a fight for P3, as Jamboy is already looking on the inside, and he forces Harry to concede, as Harry has to go wide. A little bit of contact there, and a lot of penalties here, as well as Lewis, who has to cut the first corner and takes a penalty and loses a bunch of positions. Not the start that he wanted, as Harry does stay in 3rd, but does get a penalty after a little bit of contact with, I think it was Jamboy. Very unfortunate for him. Lewis back into 7th, as he does immediately lose that position back to Wavy Knife, losing it into turn 4, back into P8. Not the start he wanted, as on the inside already the Aston Martin is having a look of solid Hades, I think that is, and the Alpine of Park is looking on the inside of the Haas, who is forced wide but does keep it just about facing the right way. Around the outside goes Lewis of United, who is not having a great start, as Jamboy has left the session. I'm guessing he has been disconnected by the game, and hopefully he can take back his car in a little bit. He is ghosted, so that means he is gone. Subtitled still on Wimpy Nick's butt, Very close by, 3/10 just the gap between the two, and with the fast lap of the race already in the slipstream here of the Williams. Will he try to move into turn 1? He will. He's on the inside. Can they keep it clean? He does get it slowed down just about, and that is the lead for Subby. Oh, and he goes wide, and he hits the wall, and he's out! On acceleration, loses the back as a lot of contact in the rear. The other Ferrari is also off with a Haas. A complete mess there, as there was a lot of contact in the background. Subby completely messes it up on his own, is out. Aiden is out as well. And a lot of contact also. Lewis losing a bunch of positions together with Shanghai. Harry is out as well. He crashes into Lesmo 2, and it's a safety car. Lesmo 1 actually. What the flying fridge happened? Harry bins it. Subby bins it. Yeah, Subtitle binned it on his own. That is 5 quid for Fry. That is true. I don't know who you took that bet with, but hey, you called it, bro. And it's a safety car immediately. I wish I had a replay. That was insane. Subtitle just a very clean move into turn 1. A little bit too greedy on acceleration. Wimpy Nick stays out. Spurs lad in. Spurs lad in already. He did start on the softs. That is a good time for him to swap to hards. I guess hards. But I'm not sure if he can do 21 laps on those hards. I guess he was gonna try. Lewis in as well, going off of his mediums also to the hards. United in dead last. And suddenly we are 4 cars short. No clue what happened behind the... I just saw Subtitle go off, and then I see 4 people wide, a Haas wide. I think the Haas of Spurslat and Lewis got together. Big shame for them, all down in 13th and 12th. Also a penalty still for Lewis. He didn't get to cash that in, or how do you say that? Use his penalty in the pits, and so he still has it. That's too bad for him. We'll just be in last place. Burgertown, after not qualifying again, is already in P6. That's a good start for him. Parker, as always, that guy just never qualifies well when I'm here, but then he just finishes on the podium anyway. What a driver. But obviously we're 4 laps in, 22 to go, and yeah, it's been quite a start, hasn't it? Safety car not coming in. A lot of things being said. Subtitles paddles or yikes. Subtitles pedals glitched, and so he went off with that. You know, I feel like Fry just did something to Subtitles pedals just to get 5 quid. Thoughts? I think that might be it. But it is what it is. Subtitle out in lap 4. Lewis is washed. Oh no. Don't do it to him. He's got unlucky. I think he's been taken out at least once. Had a spin on his own, I think, as well. Or like a half spin. And now with a penalty in second to last place. We'll see him in last. Also, not sure how Harry binned it on his own. Guess we'll have to see. But it is what it is. Well, it's gonna be tough for Shanghai to take his podium like I predicted. But Spurslide is still in it, so you know, it is what it is. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never been beaten by anyone. Except for Grass Toucher Jack, who just wins every race. Anyway, safety car is in this lap as Wimpy Nick can now control... I mean, he can now decide the pace. Yesterday we saw a very early restart to catch everyone off guard, but on the main straight you will lose a lot of positions, as Wimpy Nick does do the same, and he starts already early into Parabolica, but he's gonna give away a lot of slipstream here to Wavy Knife on board with him on the main straight. And I guess a little bit of usage of ERS by Wimpy Nick to defend into turn 1. He doesn't need to defend for now. In the back, there's no restart. What happened behind there? Lewis from P12 to P7. Ignoring yellow flags. Everyone getting penalties. I'm guessing someone stopped on track and forced everyone to overtake. I think Lewis was the first person to just say, fuck it, I'm gonna go by. And it gained him 5-6 positions. I'll take that. 5-second penalty, 6 positions. Oh, the AlphaTauri! Wavy Knife pushing clearly as he almost loses it into Lesmo 1. That would have been a very unfortunate crash. Harry just did the same thing as Spurslat takes P12 back from Jamboy. Not sure what happened to those two. They lost a bunch of position at the restart. All the way down. Burger Town now in last place. He pitted just after the safety car for some reason. I'm guessing some damage happened. Lewis no longer watched. Hey, a restart, 5 position, 6 position. We take those. It's on the inside, the Alpine of the AlphaTauri. A great move here from Parker. And he is from P17, 16 to P2 in just 7 laps. That is a massive W, although Wavy Knife not letting himself get overtaken that easily, cannot send it back here into turn 1, and so it is Parker into P2. YT in P6, behind him Lewis, who now has a little bit of free air and might finally be able to drive his own race pace. No longer the big fights for him, where space is very tight in some places on the track here, so he'll be able to drive his own pace. LFC Monks already caught up to the back of Wavy Knife, who's struggling on his old softs. That makes sense. Wavy Knife did not box, and he is still on his old softs, as there's a yellow flag. A yellow flag in the back. I think that's a Haas driver off. Shanghai off. Spurslight gets a penalty for corner cutting. That's a skill issue. And Burgertown just driving his own race as Jamboy, according to... Oh yeah, Jamboy lost a bunch of he spun, I guess. That's unfortunate for him. DRS is enabled, and so we are on board with the McLaren. We'll maybe try a send into wave. We'll try a send into 1 on Wavy Knife. Finally got that out as he does take it here. Can he leave the space? A little bit of a tap back from Wavy Knife, but should have better acceleration, and he doesn't. And so he stays ahead of Wavy Knife for now. A little bit of wheel banging going on there, but all within the limits for now. Although I'm guessing LFC Monks will not be happy and might send a little bit earlier. That is an interesting line through turn 3. Not sure if that's allowed, but I guess we'll just pretend we didn't see that, as Wimpy Nick has a little bit of a gap to Parker, as a big fight is brewing also for P8, I believe that is. On board here with Connor, with behind him United, because these are the 2 cameras I can choose. How profound. Oh, there we go. That's better. Will he send it here into Ascari? We saw yesterday this doesn't go well all the time, as there's another yellow flag, and this time it is the Aston of Hades off after Ascari That is unfortunate for the Aston Martin driver. Can he retain some positions? He does have to cede the positions as Red Bull is off, and Connor, what happened to him? He suddenly loses 2 positions, maybe because of the yellow flag. Goes down to 9th position. The Aston now under pressure of Connor, as Connor with DRS should easily go around the outside, as actually Hades also has DRS but does let him go for now. And a fight for the last few points is still very much underway. Let's see a little bit further up, as Wavy Knife has been overtaken now by LFC Monks. The little bit of wheel banging didn't save his position, as the softs definitely have seen better days at this point. 9 laps old these soft tires are, and it is also showing in his lap time, to be honest. 1:26.1. He's the slowest driver in the top 9, top 10 even. Wow. So maybe time to go on some different tires for him, but he will lose a lot of track position if he does so. I mean, I could invite you, Gemboy, but the issue is that you will not be able to control your car. I don't think, because we've had this issue a few times already. As Wavy Knife on the main straight, looking at a move back onto LFC Monks, and he does take back P3 from the McLaren driver. The softs definitely not having a good time, but good enough to take back P3 from the McLaren. As I guess I'm getting pinged a lot, so sure, I will invite Jamboy. What the fuck are these names? Alright. I don't even have you. You have to add me then. Oh, I do have you. But you're offline. Alright. Send an invite. I invited you, but you were offline, so I don't know if it goes through. Anyway, back on board with the fight for P3, the final podium position, as Monks has to give the position back to Wavy Knife into Ascari, both fighting hard, and it's giving YT some time back to catch up to these two. Parker does seem slightly slower than Wimpy Nick at the same time, and still a big fight behind for the last few positions of the points, as we are again on board with LFC Monks. This time he will go for the attack, and he is on the inside, and he does go through. This DRS is so strong, as he takes P3 back this time, and no cutback from Wavy Knife this time either. And I have to send another invite just to make sure that everyone has a great viewing experience. Alright, back to the race, because you know there's a race happening. Connor takes P8 from Hades, but they're still side by side here into Ascari. No, this is turn 3. Wow. As Burgertown gets a penalty for corner cutting, but he has overtaken Jamboy. I'm not sure what happened there. So there's a yellow flag that is Jamboy off again. No, Burgertown. Burgertown is off. He's retired manually? Well, I can't see. I think he manually retired. I thought that was not allowed anymore. Anyway, on the inside goes the Aston, as around the outside goes Connor, and he keeps the position for now. 4 wide, 3 wide here into the final straight. What a beautiful camera angle this is. The Aston on the inside. Will he send it on to United? It does seem like he's gonna have a go here. Actually, that's not United, that is Shanghai, but the point remains. Shanghai stays into P9. Spurslad now back to P10 as Hades loses a bunch of positions, but now the DRS is strong, and Connor has to wave goodbye to 1, 2, 3, 4 positions, as we have 4 fights, four people fighting for P8, and the Red Bull is forced wide, and it forces him wide into Daddy Cool. He won't be happy with that contact, but Connor won't be happy either. He loses 3 positions in one straight. Not great for him, but the DRS is just so strong as Shanghai is on a mission to get back to solid points. He deserves it. He's fast on this track, I know it, but you know, all the way down now in P8, he will want to fight back quickly. 16 laps remaining. He has some time, but that is what it is, as a 5-man caught in one camera angle fighting here for P7, and that's good to see. Some close fighting. Meanwhile, Lewis has caught up to the back of LFC Monks, so has NASCAR Fan. Wavy Knife has boxed now, finally off of his soft tires. I think he went to hards. He went to mediums. Alright, he went to mediums. NASCAR Fan in the pits. 13 laps is enough for his mediums. I'm guessing he's doing medium hards then. Let's see what he chooses today. The answer is the hard tire, as he serves his penalty. We won't stay to watch that. Parker still 2 seconds back on Wimpy Nick, who I'm not surprised is doing very, very well. But all in all, there's a few people here like Lewis and Spurslad are on 9-lap-old hards, and they could try to not box at all anymore. Tires would probably go off like near the last 5 laps, but who knows. Shanghai with the skill issue gets a 3-second penalty. That's unfortunate. On board now with Lewis fighting for the podium after his start. He probably didn't expect that to happen. A little bit low on ERS, but if he can get into the DRS of Monks, he'll be able to save a bit of that. Doesn't quite get into the DRS this time around, it seems, but might do next lap around, as he does seem to have the pace on the driver in front. He is slightly faster. I think the gap is only 7-ish tenths at this point. And now it's all about strategy. Of the people that have pitted, it is at this point Wavy Knife in the lead, and it will be interesting to see what his lap times will be. I think he just did a 22.8, and drivers like Lewis are doing 23s, 23.8s, 23.6, and so he is coming closer quickly, but the gap is around 22 seconds, so he's got some time. He can lose around a second a lap with 24-ish laps to go, as Lewis has caught up to the back of LFC Monks, whose tires are equally as old. No, they're 13-lap-old mediums, and so it is logical that Lewis is faster at this point in the race. Let's see if he can have a look into turn 1. A little bit of lag going on. He might not want to send it yet and just save some ERS, because he is low currently. As the DRS opens, and 4 tenths quickly becomes 3 tenths, and 3 tenths quickly become 2 tenths, and 2 tenths quickly becomes, well, 2 tenths, as he does force LFC Monks to go deep. Oh, a little oversteer on the exit, but just about saves it, unlike Subtitle did earlier, as Wavy Knife now does a 22.3, 2 seconds faster than the top drivers at the current moment, and that might send alarm bells to the leaders. Maybe it is time to box one more time. But what do you do if you're Lewis, as there is a yellow flag? That's a Mercedes off. A Mercedes off into Ascari, I think that is. And it is a safety car, and that might save Lewis. Wimpy, Nick, Parker, LFC Monks, these guys are saved by a safety car caused by the crash of Jamboy. Jamboy is out of the race after a skill issue into Ascari, or maybe some contact we didn't quite get to see. The real question is Wimpy Nick going to box for softs or for hards? Let's see on board with him now. Also crucial that no one here speeds into the pit lane. Lewis does follow, very smart. Does he have another medium, set of mediums here? I think mediums will be the bet to the end, but obviously Wimpy Nick's not allowed. He's already got his mediums done as Parker is out on mediums. Wimpy Nick on softs. LFC Monks on softs. And Lewis to used mediums. Slightly surprising. But I guess he didn't have a new set of mediums, he took an extra softs. That will hurt him probably. That's why you take two. That's why you take two mediums, not an extra softs for quali. But to each their own. Obviously, everyone has their own strategy. But this will play into the hands of Wimpy Nick, although he is forced on the soft tire. And will the soft tire hang on for 11 laps? I think the medium probably has the advantage here. And so Parker in the perfect prime position to do a last to first challenge here in tier 2 to deny Nick a double win. And just like yesterday, a safety car that sends all the strategies out the window as YT suddenly finds himself in last. Shanghai out of the points, but I'm guessing both of them boxed. Shanghai on old hards, so he got messed up by the safety car. Spurs Lad is on new tires. The only one on old tires are Lewis and Wavy Knife and Hades and Shanghai. Those are all the people without new tires. And so Wimpy Nick will have to drive away quickly, break the DRS and use the softs for a fastest lap attempt and hope that it's enough and that the softs don't what? Lewis just gives himself a drive-through for ignoring a yellow because he boxes again. Bro gave himself a drive-through to box for softs. I am speechless. Boy was in position to just get a solid like P4, P5. Yeah, he's on old mediums, but it's 3 laps. And now you're on new softs, but with a drive-through. And already 8 seconds worth of penalties, I believe. Let's see, how many penalties does he have? He has a drive-through plus... I think he had more than that. I think he had 8 seconds or something. So now you're in last with new softs, but with a drive-through. Yeah! Strategy is not everyone's forte. It happens. Shanghai now in P12. I don't know what happened to him. He suddenly lost a bunch of positions. Maybe spam. But as Lewis has caught up back to the pack, we now have a whole new situation with another safety car, as the safety car is in this lap. And so we will have to see if Wimpy Nick can drive away here to defend his win against Parker. Parker, who's had a fantastic race, it has to be said. Just like he was having a fantastic race in Silverstone until he had some contact. Hopefully this time around he can keep it clean, keep it within the white lines, and he can score some solid points after a mediocre qualifying. I think he can do it. Expecting good things from him. And unfortunately, only 12 drivers left, as Wimpy Nick does start early again, trying to use the grip of the soft tires, but will be losing a lot of time here in the DRS, or sorry, in the slipstream rather. No DRS obviously because we just started on the safety car restart. No overtakes just yet, as I say that YT does take position 9 from Daddy Cool, as Connor on the inside takes P7 from Hades as well. good overtakes in the background as everyone seems to be clean out of turn 1. Lewis into P10 as Hades is round out of turn 2, just like Shanghai. Is he okay? He is okay. No real damage as I can see, and so he can just continue his way back to try and fighting for some points. And Wimpy Nick, as I said, needs to find some pace to drive away from Parker and not allow him to get back into his DRS and drive away before his softs start dying, which they will pretty quickly. I think around 5-ish laps you got until the mediums will start taking over. And you can see him pushing through Ascari, a little bit of oversteer, but does keep the speed. And so he has 9/10 on Parker, which is good enough for now to stay mostly out of the slipstream. As we saw someone go very wide in the background. Lewis already back into P9, but still has his drive through. I'm not sure if he's forced to take it or if he's going to contest that penalty after. Wimpy Nick does take the fast lap, 1:21.213, and does have that second now on Parker, who has to defend maybe against Wavy Knife into turn 1. Doesn't quite seem like he has to. A bunch of penalties behind me. NASCAR fan might be close to a podium as well. Now it's all about keeping it clean, and McLaren is having a look here as it has to be defended by Wavy Knife. Can he keep the position? It's always tight in here, but they keep each other alive. Wavy Knife very respectful driving by him as Lewis has suddenly lost a bunch of positions. Is that him down in P11? Lewis now all the way down in P11. I guess he served his drive-through. I would have just said fuck it and see if the game just disqualifies you. But it's fair enough to take it. That might mean no points for him today as Daddy Cool is 18 seconds up the road. Will be interesting. Parker remaining within that DRS distance as the Alfa Romeo and the Alfa Tauri again side by side here into Parabolica. Can they keep it clean? It does seem like they will be able to, but now one of them will have the slipstream as DRS is enabled, but not yet for this straight. As the Haas is also trying to get involved. Spursblad finally involved into a fight for the top 4 once again, side by side into turn 1. Will they keep it clean? A little bit of a lag means they might have contact, but it seems the AlphaTauri just about takes the position. As further up the road we see Parker getting closer and closer to Wimpy Nick. Can he keep the pressure on? He is on his new mediums and he is being really fast. 21.8 last lap, faster than anyone else on the track. And now within that DRS, that's all he needs. He just needs to chill in that DRS and wait for the tires of Wimpy Nick to go off. And that might just secure him a great victory if he can keep it clean, not try any weird moves here. There's no rush. But I've said that before. Whenever there's no rush, people tend to go for weird sends. As he is closing in, and he has a little look, but knows that the DRS is strong, and he will wait for DRS that will be activated in just a few seconds, and the slipstream is already dragging him closer and closer as he scoots to the inside. DRS wide open and takes the lead of the Grand Prix away from Wimpy Nick, who had it all in his hands but was forced onto the wrong tire at the wrong time. As behind there is a big fight here still between United Spursblad and Wavy Knife. Wavy Knife defending, or losing out rather, this time on the positions. Spursblad finds himself back into P5, and United still, even with the penalty, is in P4. No ERS for him as Haas has a little look but no space there. A little bit of contact, but that could just be lag, and it is a spicy fight here for P4. And Wavy Knife might just have to sit and wait as there is a yellow flag. Who is off? Sector 3. Well, I can see as United loses position to Spursblad. And on the inside goes the AlphaTauri, a little bit of contact, and United forced wide, as now NASCAR fan is just behind and finds the switchback. A very cool move by him, but now he's on the outside, will just slot in behind just to wait it out and find some space. As in front, AlphaTauri gets his braking all wrong and he's out, and at the same time United goes fully wide, probably scared by the AlphaTauri, who just fully spun himself under braking, probably not having his brake pressure enough forward at this time, as there's still a big fight on the main straight between the two. But now it's not for P3, it's for P7, as on the inside of Shanghai goes Wavy Knife, who's probably really angry with himself, but he does take P7. Connor in a bit of the middle of nowhere, but in P6 he'll be happy with some good points, as YT still is trying to close in on Spurs Lad into P4, because the closer he gets, the closer he is to a podium. LFC Monk still with that 3-second penalty, just as Spurs Lad. Excuse me. As the fight for the top step of the podium seems almost decided, with Parker having the mediums. Shanghai, another penalty for him that will not help his case for a points finish, with Daddy Cool getting closer and closer, and Lewis getting closer and closer, but Lewis still has a penalty himself as well. Around the final corner we go, as Wimpy Nick will open his DRS and will try to delay Parker, try to force a mistake, as he does take the lead back here in lap 23. His softs will not be happy and will only get more and more unhappy, but he does take the lead for now. Shanghai takes P7 back from Wavy Knife, who looked like he wanted to send it all the way back. That would have been really aggressive, but he does think better of it. United all the way down in 9th now. He's been involved with a few incidents. Unlucky that he was distracted by the spin of Wavy Knife, as elsewhere the gaps seem pretty large, so we'll just stay on board with Parker. The fight for the lead, as Parker with a little bit of oversteer, but seems to have more ERS than Wimpy Nick has, and has the tire advantage for later on. So he has all the tools he needs to probably fight and win the fight for the win. Ooh, a little bit of oversteer, that's all you don't want to see. Don't bin it now, as he will stay patient into the final corner. Or will he send it? No, he stays patiently behind the leader, Wimpy Nick, as we are around Parabolica again. And the DRS will open again, and he will send it to the inside, and there's no answer from the Williams driver, and through he goes to take the lead once again. Will Wimpy Nick try to send it back? The answer is no, not for now, and so the lead goes to Parker. Wimpy Nick still has the fast lap of the race. Expected Lewis to have it with his newer softs, but guess he couldn't quite find the lap time. As at the same time there is still a fight here for P9, as well as the fight for P7 still between Shanghai and Wavy Knife. Wavy Knife having a look again, and will he send it here again? The answer is no this time, just trying to save some ERS, as both him and United and Shanghai all on very low ERS, and so they need to use it very sporadically. YT has now caught up, as there is a spin in the background by Lewis, and that will cement his position out of the points, probably, as a little bit of a skill issue in front by Spurslad, but no extra penalty for him just yet. And this is probably time to box. Hades has boxed for... Has he boxed? Well, it looked like he boxed. Guess not. Anyway, back on the main straight, NASCAR fan YT opens the DRS as there's another yellow flag, and it is Lewis DNFing. Why don't you just deny fastest lap from someone? I guess he's done. I get that. As a little bit of laggy contact into turn 2, as we only have 11 drivers left now. And the fight for the win is still very much on. So is the fight for P4 as the Haas drops a wheel into the grass, but seems to keep it all straight for now as the lag is kind of crazy between these two. So I'm just gonna leave and watch someone else. 3 laps remaining. Wimpy Nick still within striking distance. Surprisingly, I thought the softs would have given up at this point, but seems like he is still within reach. Ooh, has to be careful with the track limits though, but really wants to stay within that DRS. He does have the ERS lead, 20% more, and that might just be enough if he can stay within striking distance. 2 laps to go when we cross the finish line, and it'll be a hefty fight between these two. No usage of ERS just yet. But will he have a look on the inside? 2/10 the gap. He will have a look. Oh, but Parker brakes really late. Will he make the corner? It goes a little bit deep. And so Wimpy Nick will have the better exit here, although he has the older tires. As LC Monk still in P3 and has the 3-second gap he needs to YT now to solidify that podium. Shanghai takes P6 from Connor in the background, but we will stay on board here with Wimpy Nick to see who will take the win here in Monza. Unfortunate to see so many DNFs, a lot of crashes, a lot of skill issues, but it is all part of this track. You have to send it all the time, and you know, that has some risk with it. But Wimpy Nick is not giving up, and maybe I will have to swallow my words as I said that Parker was the favorite to win here with his tire advantage. The softs don't seem to fall off quite as fast as I expected, as another yellow flag in the background. United off this time, but still in P10 for him, as Solid Hades is still 50 odd seconds behind. But that's all irrelevant as the final lap starts. Connor gets a penalty. That's also somewhat irrelevant, although it will lose him a position to Wavy Knife, as we are on the main straight for the last time, and all the ERS and all the DRS is open and activated, and he is looking. He's getting closer, but he has to brake earlier. Alpine going a little bit deep once again, but it might not matter, because how many chances will there be yet for Wimpy Nick to try and take the lead away from Parker, as ERS is not activated here. He has 50% ERS left. Meanwhile, Parker very low himself. Maybe in the last DRS zone he can have one more look, as Shanghai takes P6 from Connor on track, but he has 3 more seconds of penalty, so he will go down to P8 at the end. Parker a little bit wide, but Wimpy Nick with a little bit of oversteer, as these two are making it very close. Parker now with the greatest exit out of Lesmo 2, and this is the chance for Wimpy Nick. He has the ERS, he has the DRS. Can he send it around the outside? Does he have the overspeed side by side into Ascari? But no, Wimpy Nick is ahead, and Parker with a crucial mistake into the final Lesmo, and that will cost him the win unless he can find a way back into the lead. He has the ERS. He doesn't have the ERS to really put up a fight here. Through Parabolica we go, and he will try everything, but he hasn't got anything left, and a frustrated Parker has to watch how as Wimpy Nick goes around the final corner and wins the Monza Grand Prix out of nowhere. He somehow manages to put enough pressure on Parker to win. What a solid win by him. He definitely did deserve it, and wow, what a great control with the old soft tires to do so. Great win. His second win in a row now, as LFC Monks does just about finish ahead of NASCAR YT. Spurs lad with a solid 5th. Connor takes P7, and the final point goes to United with Hades 50 odd seconds of the rest. The fastest lap also went to Wimpy Nick, and so that means another 26-point win for him as he shows his dominance here. What a crazy final few laps. I did not expect Wimpy Nick to be able to keep up with Parker on those old softs, but he proved me wrong, and what an insane drive by him. Gotta give him all the props. But maybe driver of the day still has to be Parker. We're starting P16, I believe, all the way up to P2. That must be rewarded. That's us P15. Gained 13 positions this race. That just shows his race pace. But that is it. Wimpy Nick wins once again. YT is the driver of the day according to the game. I'm not sure if everyone will agree, but he definitely had a good race as well. Just about finishing in 4th. Close to the podium as well. But the win goes to Wimpy Nick. A solid P2 by Parker. He did everything he could, but one mistake into Lesmo 2 meant the end of his reign in front, or what would have been his win, but P2 is also good for him after starting P15. A somewhat surprising P3 for the McLaren driver. But yeah, this is our podium. A very solid race by everyone. One last look at the drivers. Wimpy Nick wins in front of Parker. LFC Monks finishes out the top 3. NASCAR Fan YT rather, takes P4, only 9 tenths away. 4 tenths away from P3, unlucky for him. Spurslat, a very solid result for Haas in P5. Wavy Knife after his contacts here and there, still in P6. Connor P7, can't be too mad about that. Deddy Cool in 8th. Shanghai in 9th after his penalties. That is unfortunate for him. He definitely had more pace today. United takes the final point, with the rest not finishing the race, except for Hades, who is 11th. That is it for us today. My name was Fridge. Hope you guys had a great time. I sure had a great time. Next week I'm expecting Posted to be back to do the casting, but hope you enjoyed my my time here as well. That's enough for us. Thank you very much for watching, and I